Oh, please, Samia is here. Please, Samia, if you can turn on your camera because I'm here alone. Hello, YouTube. I'm here alone. And Mariana, you turn on the camera on the yeah, okay, now it's better. Let us start introducing ourselves. My name is Crislana. I'm 18. I'm from Bahia. Um, I'm just a student, and I worked as a assistant, administrative assistant. And yeah, and I studied to the exams, to get into a university. Um, Now it's Samia's turn.
Hello, my name is Samia and I'm from Teresina, Piauí. I'm an English student. I love being here because it's a safe place to practice English. I love talking English and meeting new people. So nice to meet you guys.
Okay, Leonardo, your turn.
Good night, everyone. My name is Leonardo. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Belo Horizonte, and it's been 3 or 4 months that I'm here at TNT. I also like this platform to practice and improve my English, and that's it. Currently, I'm engaged in a university, and that's it. About you, Mariana.
Hi guys, my name is Mariana. I'm 18. I'm from São Paulo. I'm studying biomedicine on college, and this is my second month here on TNT.
I know that is different, but at my high school, I had oh my gosh, I forgot the word, but I had the a topic. I don't know how to say materia. I just forgot, but I had biochemistry, and it was really hard.
Really? I didn't have it.
Yeah, subject.
I had it at college, but not at high school.
Yeah, I had biochemistry because I was studying a federal institute, so we had the course that we do there.
Did you like it?
Not so much. It's hard, biochemistry. You need to think. You need to be good at mathematics, so it's hard.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, guys, let's start with the first question. What is the meaning of poverty for you? Can you start, Samia? It's because you are the person that I know. Yeah, I know you more than the others because in the last year we had some meetings together. So
Okay, so the first thing that comes to my mind is about economic, like when you don't have money, so people will have a good life because they don't have job and then they don't have money to buy things, to buy things they need for on daily basis, like food, I don't know, maybe a good house, to have an entertainment. So the first thing that comes to my mind is, like poverty related to economy, and that's it.
choose someone to keep answering the question.
Okay, go ahead, Mariana.
Okay, I don't know the right definition of poverty, but what comes to my mind is when someone doesn't have enough money to have a good life quality, so to afford, like basic things like money and studies and food and studies and health and entertainment, this kind of things. So when someone doesn't have enough money to afford these basic things, then someone needs to live well and have a good quality of life, which is the right of everyone. I think this is poverty. What about you, Leonardo?
Well, I agree with you all. I think the absence of basic things to live, such as clean water, food, access to a good health, education, things like that, is what comes to my mind when I think in poverty. When you don't have this kind of things in your life, I think it's too bad. And yeah, for me, it's the meaning of poverty.
Or sometimes you have, but it's not so good as it should be.
Exactly.
Okay, for me, I just remember that that stereotype of third world countries, you know, that line that divides the countries. And oh my gosh, today I'm terrible. I'm terrible, guys, because I'm practicing less than the normal my English, so I'm not so good, but I will recommend on the final of this meeting a channel on YouTube that I just found, and I watched a video about one of the poorest countries in the world that I just watched the video, and you need to see after the meeting. Okay, let's keep for the second question. Can the type of government use contribute to high poverty rates? Example, communist, capitalist, etc. Can you start, Leonardo?
Of course, I think it's a difficult question, but yeah, when we look back at history and see what did communism and what did capitalism were responsible for in our economy, in our life quality, things like this, I think it's very clear that a specific type of government use can contribute to, for example, eradicate poverty, you know. So that's my opinion. Don't know if you all agree with this. What do you think, Sonia?
It's your turn, Samia.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with Leonardo. I think the government, the politicians could interfere in the poverty rates. So there are some governments who are really cares about doing something to help all types of people, you know, in order to have a, I don't know if it is correct to say this, but equal justice, maybe, you know, so they think about it, they think about some laws and implement some laws to help, especially those people who doesn't who don't have money enough to have an education, to buy things, you know, for their basic needs. So yeah, definitely. Mariana?
So I agree with what you two said. And I think the type of government influences, but not just that. I think the person who is in power, the people, because it's not just one person. There is the parliament and a lot of other people who interfere, like not just, for example, in Brazil, it's not just Bolsonaro. There are a lot of other people who are helping to make the decisions and make things happen. So I think it depends on the person too, because, for example, you can have two people who are capitalists and they have different views in some subjects. So I think that influences too on the poverty rates.
Yeah, I agree with Mariana. Like the president is the model of our country, like abroad, But there are more few people that work to us, but not work because don't do the thing that is necessary for the society. But I agree that the type of government can contribute like communism, capitalism, because these two examples are different, the government, but influence the rates of poverty, like the communism, there are few countries that is an example, and the capitalism is the majority of the country. So like in Brazil, there's poverty. In the most well-known countries, and like USA, France, and England, there are a few people that is poor there, like, but it's depends of the country and the things, a poor person in the USA or in England, it's not poor in Brazil. So depends of the country, how the country works with the money, with the taxes. So yeah. Okay, next question. Do you believe that the rich are growing richer and the poor are growing poorer? Can you start, Samia?
Yeah, for sure. Especially after the pandemic, and I do believe that rich are growing richer and the poor are growing poorer. And yeah, I can see this on television, on the news, on social media, because it's like a cycle for poor people, because they don't have money, they don't have opportunities to change their lives, they don't have access to education, a better education. So I think education is like the way to change their lives. So but they don't have condition to keep studying. They have like necessities. So they like have this, either I study or work. I cannot do both because it's a survive. So how can I say this? A survival matter, I guess. So so they don't have like opportunities to get away from this, this environment. So I think that's why, and rich, they just invest their money, keep, okay, now I'm gonna open a restaurant, I'm gonna invest on the Bovespa, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and then they manage to keep make money, so that's why I believe that rich are growing richer and poor are growing poorer. Go ahead, Leonard.
Yeah, I agree with you, Samia. I think when you are already richer, or when you already have solved questions like basic things, education, health access, and security, things like this, it's easier to focus on education, for example, to focus on economy development, things like that. And I think there's another important question. When we take a look on richer countries, for example, they also have a big disparity inside the country, when you look at richer people that live there and the poor people that also live there. So we have to consider this too. Maybe countries are growing richer, but the disparity, how can I say this? Yeah, the poverty disparity inside the country is also growing too, you know. That's my opinion. What do you think, Mariana?
Yeah, I think so. Because for rich people to exist, there need to be poor people. It's like a fact. Money is distributed, and if some people have more than the others, then it's gonna lack for someone. And with the pandemics, it has become even worse, as Samia said, and even more clear for us to see. Because even with health matters, like when they needed to talk about vaccines or preventions, some people just focus on the money side. Some of them were against the health and the prevention things that we needed to do, because they needed to stop, like close the stores and the economics would be affected, and they were more worried about their money that they would be losing than the lives that are being lost. So this is one of the evidences that we can see. Rich people are becoming richer, and they worry even more about that.
Yeah, I agree with you all, guys, because there's a video that I can't take off of my mind that was on my last year, I guess. A few people were searching for food remains in trash. You know, I guess everyone or the majority part of the Brazilians and have watched this video, and you know, this explain why the effects of the pandemic for poor people. You know, the rich people is working at home with the computer. You know, the appropriate place to work, and some people like professors was working at home with kids, and you know, that all thing. So it's difficult, really difficult, because some people don't have, you know, the experience of working at home. Some poor people, and some people lost their jobs. So it's a thing that happened in this pandemic. Okay, next question. Would you pay more taxes if this would eliminate poverty by creating jobs for everyone? You start, Mariana.
I mean, if I could, if I had the money, yes, I would, because I think taxes are meant to be used for us, like for the population. But I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I feel like this doesn't happen because we pay a lot of taxes in everything, and when we need something, it's not always that good, or we need to wait a lot. There's a lot of things that they need to solve, like even the health system. It's amazing that we have here in Brazil, because like in the USA, they don't have SUS, but it is amazing, but a lot of people die waiting to be seen by a doctor, so it's not perfect. And this is just one example. We have schools that are in terrible conditions, and people who don't have jobs. So if I knew that this money would be used properly, and if I could pay, I would. What do you think, Leonardo?
I agree with you, Mariana. I think that's very difficult to happen. We know that the money we pay that goes through taxes, it's not used the way we expect. So if I knew that it would be used to eliminate poverty by creating jobs, by improving our health system, our education, our security, I would pay. But knowing this is very difficult, no, I won't, because I know this money is not going to the right place. What do you think, Islana?
Oh, it's some efforts.
Yeah, definitely. I would pay more taxes to eliminate poverty. But living in Brazil, it's really hard that something like that could happen, because we have a lot of corruption in our government. And it's really sad, because we have a potential to be a big country, economically speaking. So definitely I would pay more taxes, but I don't know, maybe someone come up with this idea. I would say no right now, because it's not guaranteed that this is gonna happen. Like, okay, they will use the money to do that. It's really hard, here living in Brazil. But if I would know for sure, okay, it will happen, so I would pay more taxes.
Okay, it's a good question. Talking about Brazil, it's difficult because we are paying more taxes every day, because my mom just told me yesterday about the oh my gosh, soybean oil. That oil we need to cook, and it was almost 12 reais here. And I just remember about the gasoline that is 10 reais in some states. That is a thing that don't enter in my mind, because Brazil have oil, reserves of oil, but sells the oil to another countries to buy the gasoline. But we could do everything here and pay less for the gasoline, but
This is really frustrating. It happens a lot. Like, we have a lot of things that can be used to produce what we need, but we prefer to sell it for other countries, and they produce and we buy it even more expensive.
Yeah. There's an example that I really like about this part of paying more taxes. It's about Netherlands. I just reading, I don't know the website, but there your taxes, it's calculated with your salary. So if you want more salary than I don't know, someone, you need to pay more taxes. So it's calculated with your salary. It's a good one. And the things of the traffic, you pay with like calculated with your salary, and it's a good one. But in Brazil, this not work, because the corruption. It's a big problem, and I strongly believe that if we no had corruption in Brazil will be one world country. It's just the problem, and the Brazilians are a problematic people, because we have the corruption in our blood, because we do this every day. It's a problem. but we need to think that the people that are in the, Senado, the president, and everyone there, the politics, it's working for us, but people don't think, in this manner. Okay, next question. Do you consider that your country is creating effective mechanisms to decrease poverty rates? How? Can you start, Marina?
Yeah, I think sometimes Brazilian government focus more on temporary solutions. Like, of course, it is important to give food for who needs food and places to live, but this is something temporary because it's not going to end the poverty and the system that it's leading to that. So I think sometimes our government, it just focuses on fast solutions and temporary solutions, and it doesn't think like in the future and the consequences that it's gonna have. So it doesn't focus on solutions that would bring better things and really end poverty. Of course, it is important to have some emergency decisions because some people need to eat. They still need some place to live. It is something that needs to be solved. But I think our government should focus more on permanent solutions. What do you think, Samia?
Yeah, and that happens because they are more worried about doing something that's gonna help them to get elected again, in a future election, and also because they are focused on building. How can I say this? Yeah, like schools, like a lot of buildings, because it's something that people can see. Oh, he or she is doing something for the country, for the city. It's something visible. I guess I can say that. Because it makes sure to the people that the person is doing something. Like. Because poverty, it's something it's not gonna it's a problem that's not gonna be solved right away, so it has to think in some solution that's gonna take a long time, and sometimes 4 years is not enough to solve all the problems, and sometimes the other person, the other politicians that will be elected next, you don't want to continue the last plan of the last president, the last mayor, I guess. They want to do something to show that, okay, I'm a good politician, so then start over again, and that's the problem. They don't think like, okay, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be helping people, so they don't think like this, and it's really sad because, oh my gosh, it's not helping us to build a good society for everyone. And what about you, Elna? What do you think?
Well, I agree with you, Sanya, and with you too, Mariana. But I think when we take a look, for example, on the, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years ago, I think we have made several advances in various aspects of our society, like education, like health access, security. But yeah, I agree with you that the majority of the initiatives that this kind of people, politicians and so on, they do, it's always thinking on themselves, they cannot put themselves in other shoes to think, oh, this is what these people need, this is what I have to do, but this is what I have to do to be elected the next year, for example. So yeah, I think it's very difficult. It's a very difficult problem to solve too. It's my opinion. What do you think, Krislana?
Okay. Um, for me, there are some ways to decrease the poverty. Like there are some things that come from the government to help the people. Like had the I just forgot the name when in the first month of pandemic the government uh, gave money for everyone, like moms and a family like 1,000 has, I guess it was. There's the Bolsa Familia that now it's Bolsa Brasil. There is something that can help people, but it's not enough because you had the free education, free healthy, but sometimes there's someone without a job, and this person cannot pay the electricity, the consume of water. So it's really really difficult. There is something the government it's helping the society, but it's not enough because we are more than 200 million Brazilians, so it's hard to help everyone. And yeah, that's my opinion about it. Okay, I will skip a question to the 7. It's a polemic question. A while ago, in a Brazilian state, it was forbidden to distribute food to homeless people. I just forgot the dot here. Do you think this is right, and why? How is your opinion? What is your opinion, Leonardo?
Sorry, what question, Krislana? I was answering.
The 7. The 7.
Okay. A while ago in a Brazilian state, it was forbidden to distribute food to homeless people. Do you think this is right? My God, I think I don't have a formed opinion about this because it's very difficult. Yeah, you have maybe I think the solution is try to prevent these people to need, for example, food to give them um, the help they need. But yeah, sometimes you need to do food to these people because if you don't do this, they will die without food. It's my opinion. What do you think, Mariana?
Yeah, I didn't know it was forbidden in Brazil for some time. I really wasn't aware of that. And why did it happen? Like, I don't think it's a good thing because, of course, it doesn't solve the poverty problem, but these people are dying, and they're really hungry. They need food. So if we can help, why not? That's what I think. What do you think, Samir?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it doesn't solve the problem, but it's at least an help. You can help sharing the food, because they need the food, and some people you only can help doing this, like sharing feel food for them with them, and yeah, it's really nice. It's really helpful and can how can I say this? Forgot the word. Anyways, I think it's really cool. It's really nice.
Some people just ask the question about there are some places that the government provides to homeless people go, but it's a fact. I'm not saying this, I just watched some documentaries or the news. Some homeless people have pets, and in that place that the government provides, they don't accept pets. So the people prefer to stay in the streets, sleep in the streets with the pets, because it's the only company that they have. And of course, I don't think it's right to forbid someone to give food for someone that is dying or starving, because the person don't have the opportunity to work. Sometimes it's someone that just left the prison and don't have the opportunity because you can't. It's hard because the society have the prejudice, and sometimes there's some bad people just uh, waiting for someone good to do something. So it's really difficult, and I just searched. It was in São Paulo, and I guess Santa Catarina. It was forbidden to distribute food. Okay, let's go to the next question. Is poverty one of the main cases of the increase in crime? Why does it occur? Can you start, Leonardo?
Yes, yeah, I agree with this question. Poverty is one of the main causes, but it's not the only one. Maybe when you associate this factor with other factors like I don't know if this word is right to use, impunidade. I don't know if it's right. It also affects in the crime numbers. But yeah, when we take a look on how can I say this? Yeah, violent countries, violent states, violent cities. Um, it's also related with poverty because you don't have access to education, you don't have access to opportunities, you don't have access to good jobs, and then of course it's not the reality for everyone, that, but when it's difficult, maybe you just have this option. What do you think, Samuel?
I think the same. I think poverty could be an explanation of the why we have a lot of crimes in our country, for example, because people don't have opportunities. They don't have other ways to have a better life. So, okay, for me, the only solution is like to steal something, to rob someone. So it's easy, and it's easy money. So yeah, they see that's the only solution and the easy way to have money, to have a better life, to change their lives. So they keep doing it, because unfortunately, selling drugs, being a drug dealer in this country, I mean, not only here, but in any country, you can make a lot of money. It's like a big industry. And when you don't have education, sports, these kind of things, you have the bad guys. I just remember the Juliet thought, once when she was in BBB. She said, "Oh, when the state don't take care of the people, then have the like drug dealers and the crime world to take care of them, you know." So that makes me thinking about what's happening in our country, and it's really true, you know, when we don't give them opportunities, so they will looking for other opportunities in the crime world. So yeah. And what is your opinion, Mariana?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. I think these people, they don't have a life quality and they are constantly vulnerable and exposed to this reality. So it's always around them, the crime and this, like drug dealers, like Samia said. And of course, not all of them are involved with that, but they're exposed to that, unlike other realities. So it's more likely for them to choose this path. Some of them have big families, they're trying to take care of the people they love. They don't have a great job or don't even have a job. They don't have access to education. So they need to survive. They need to take care of their families. And of course, it's easier for them to choose this path than for people who have other opportunities. They're constantly exposed to that, so it's something closer to them, unfortunately, and they need some option to survive, to take care of who they love. So I think it's related.
Yeah, I agree with you all. You know, it's mixed with the crime, because there are some people that don't find any other way to you know had money to pay the, oh my gosh, how it's contas, Samia, do you know?
Bills?
Yeah, both. Don't have enough money to pay the bills, to buy food. So it's really hard. And we see how it works in the most popular cities like São Paulo, Rio, Salvador, you know, so it's really hard, this part, because, you know, if there was less poverty, I guess our country will be, you know, better. Okay, just one question. One more question, and it's the 10th question. If you were a president of a country, what will you do to decrease poverty rates? Okay, you start, Samia, because you're laughing and I and I chose you.
You know, on these days I was thinking about it, you know, like not as a president, but like a mayor. I was thinking like, okay, even I have just one opportunity, I will invest like in education, um, on yeah, social. How can I say this in English? Social laws, I guess. I'm not sure, but I will just a lot of things different from the normal politicians, you know, like I would do like build more schools. I will give the to teachers a good salary, you know, build a lot of I don't know how to say quadra in English, but a lot of ways to practice sports, you know. Yeah, social. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the word, but yeah, we got it, guys. Right? I I would do this.
And you, Mariana?
A really difficult question. I think I would start investing on education because it's where everything starts. So if people have a good education, they have much more chances to be successful and be good people in life. But some people can't study because they need to work and they need to take care of their family. So I think I'd need to focus on other things too, like helping these people and providing security and health, and try to make the taxes. I don't know if I would decrease the taxes or try to make them worth it, like use them properly, because we know that most of the taxes we pay nowadays are not used as we expect. So maybe I wouldn't be able to reduce them, but I would take all this money and invest in the right ways. I would try, of course, because it's a difficult job.
Okay, hello guys again. We were just answering the final question. Our time is ending. I was asking for someone to answer the question, but it's almost finished, the conversation. So I will say thank you guys for being here with me tonight. I sent on the chat the link of the feedback. Please answer this feedback. Thank you for being here with me. Hope you enjoy the topic. And I just you can send the feedback that you, if you prefer any topic, and I can bring for the conversation, or just you can put on the Telegram group that we have. And yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone, and see you next meeting.
Thank you.